Students, now let us see the classification of companies on the basis of control. First one is government companies. As the name itself suggests, so the companies which are owned and managed by the state government or central governments are called as government companies. A public enterprise incorporated under the Indian Companies Act of 1956 is called a government company. These companies are owned and managed by the central or state government. Section 617 of the Companies Act defines government companies as any company in which not less than 51% of the paid up capital is held by the central government, any state government or governments, partly by the central government or partly by the one or more state governments. Listen, see, 51% means more than half. More than half of the shareholdings will be held by the government, that is state government or central governments, or it is also called a mixed company. See, both the state government and the central government will have some shares, ratio of shares, and the private people will also be the shareholders of this government company. So these companies are registered under private limited companies. Okay, but their management and control is completely vested with the government departments. So these type of companies are also called as mixed ownership company. Examples: Steel Authority of India, that is SAIL, IOC, that is Indian Oil Corporation, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, Bharat Heavy Electricals, etc. The next one is holding company. What do I mean by holding companies? See, here in your book, the explanation is scarcely given. Let me explain. The holding company means a company which would not produce or manufacture any goods and services, and it will not sell something also. Mostly the financial companies comes under this category. They will finance the companies and holds the assets and properties of other companies. Naturally they will supervise the managerial decisions of the companies for which it is financing. So the holding companies which holds the company, holding means what? Capture. Holds the other companies is called a subsidiary company. As per section 287, the subsidiary company or subsidiary in relation to any other company means a company in which the holding company controls the composition of the board of directors. That is, this holding company will control the composition of board of directors, who can be appointed as the board of directors and etc. And exercises and control more than one half of the total share capital either at its own or together with one or more of its subsidiary companies. That is, the major investment of the subsidiary company will be done by this holding companies. They have the full right to control the management of the subsidiary companies. Okay, see, holding company is a bigger one, under which more than one or two subsidiary companies will be there. But how much subsidiary company can a holding company have? That is limited. Okay, next one is subsidiary companies. See, subsidiary companies, as I explained earlier, it comes under the control of the holding company. See, this holding company controls again the composition of the board of directors, and exercises and controls. The same thing is given in the book as the holding company. So the control of the subsidiary company is vested with the holding company. Examples, so many examples are there. Tata Investment Limited is there. It is a holding company, and the Tata Investment will give that is the financial assistance to so many subsidiary companies. So those companies are called the subsidiary companies of Tata Investment Company. And Bajaj Finserv. So these type of companies are the holding companies, and these companies finances and controls many other subsidiary companies. Okay. Example: H Limited holds more than 50% of the equity share capital of S Limited. Now, H Limited is the holding company, and S Limited and is the subsidiary company of H. This example is given in the textbook. Students, now let us see the classification of companies on the basis of nationality. First one is domestic companies. As the name itself suggests, the companies which have been started in India are called domestic companies. But in the Companies Act, it is given as a company which cannot be termed as a foreign company under the provision of Companies Act should be regarded as a domestic company. Next one is foreign company. What I mean by foreign company? The companies which have their original origin and principal place in any foreign country, and it may have the branch in India, means it is called a foreign company. See, it is which is incorporated in a country outside India under the law of that country. So, after the establishment of business in India, within 30 days, they have to give the documents, original following documents to the register of companies. First one is certified copies of the charter or statutes under which the company is incorporated, full address of the registered office of the company, list of directors and secretary of the company, name and address of any person resident in India who is authorized to accept on behalf of the company. Next one is the full address of the company's principal place of business in India. So these documents have to be provided to the register of companies in India within 30 days of its incorporation. The third one is multinational company. We might have heard about this name frequently nowadays, which is popularly known as MNC. See, multinational company is a huge industrial organization which operates in more than one country, carries out production, marketing and research activities on international scales in those countries. Most of the IT companies are MNCs in India, and their main object will be to earn profit.